So you're standing in front of a double door.
Bad nerds.
Cacophony looks at the door and then looks it over for traps.
Make an investigation check.
I am proficient in everything. 6! I notice no traps.
Proficient.
I have a +3. This door looks fine.
This doesn't seem to be trapped.
Elviva, can you open the door?
You want me to help you open this door?
Yes, by which I mean I want you to open the door.
Backup trap checker is always the one with the most hit points.
Wait. Why does she keep backing up? She wants me to open the door, and she keeps backing up. Something wrong there.
Honestly, she got ate by a rug and, like, slimes earlier today, so I feel like she's a little dodgy on inanimate objects.
Okay. All right, I'll try to open the door. How do
You don't know if that door is going to come alive and have teeth and want to eat you.
Okay.
Where did the teeth come
How
from?
do I peek through this door?
That's my nightmares again.
As you attempt to open the door, it's locked.
Use your new gloves!
How's that going to help? There's thievery
We
gloves.
looted for this!
We looted for this, Elviva.
Thievery gloves. How are thievery gloves going to help me?
Oh, they let you thieve!
Yes, precisely.
So I automatically pick the lock? Is that the idea?
Well, you'd still have to roll for it, but
But you get a huge bonus to it.
Cacophony, I think you might have to lend Elviva a bobby pin.
She does. She pulls one out of her hair. Where is she wearing bobby pins? Because her hair is totally loose right now. And she offers
That's
Best
her
not to
hair,
ask.
though. You could be lost in there for weeks.
It's better
true.
that than a bodice pin at this point.
So, if you want to try and pick the lock on this, that would be just a base dexterity check, +5.
Dexterity check.
We really do need to buy some thieves' tools at some point. Perhaps when we escape the market, we can go to find a thieves' tool marketeer.
Like a whole market just for thieves' tools?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a really specific store.
Well, that's a 6, but with the +5 you get from the gloves, that's actually a success. So
So I successfully, picked the lock?
you successfully picked the lock on the door.
And I crack it open a wee bit just to take a peek inside.
Look at that, Elviva! You picked the lock! I knew you could do it. Oh.
Okay.
So you crack the door open
I cracked
a
the
little
door.
bit.
Yeah, to take
So you can see kind of inside the room. You can see what looks to be a cellar of some kind. There's 2 great big wine barrels off at the other corner.
Hey guys, wine.
Ooh!
Sure, now Cacophony enters the room.
Yeah,
Just
as Cacophony
barges
enters the
ahead.
room, she sees it is definitely some kind of cellar. It looks a little disused. There's cobwebs everywhere, and there's a spiral staircase off in the corner leading up.
Cacophony goes to knock on the wine barrels to see if they're filled.
They're empty.
Oh.
Oh. What about these barrels over here?
Mostly, the contents of those are either like absent or they've gone way off. They're rotting. They're basically dust at this point.
Okay, so we basically got a staircase out of this, people.
A staircase out of a basement that's not being used.
We're in the sewers?
Do we want to go up or do we wish to go check that other tunnel? I for one, am fine not running into any more slime.
As you guys turn back towards the door, you do notice that this side of the door is covered in stone and brick to mimic the surface of the wall. It's entirely possible that from inside the cellar, you can't tell there's a door there.
I think we got ourselves some rum runners.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Though they are very bad at running rum because they have no alcohol.
Well, they also have casks of wine, so they're super shitty at running rum.
Casks of wine that are empty.
See, they're just the worst.
They are the worst, you're right.
So we know for a fact this isn't where we came in.
Yes, you know for the fact that this is not where you came in.
But it looks like this place hasn't been used in a while. So I figure either we double back and try to figure out where we came in so we know how to get out, or we take a very cautious peek above and see that we're not running into a secret lair for some bandits or something.
Both of those sound like a good idea, and if we want to do that earlier, we could probably, if this has not been used in a while, use this as like a safe retreating point.
Oh, that's a good point. I could definitely, this would be a good place to chill out for a bit.
Yeah, and in this location, unlike the earlier bank vault, we are not likely to suddenly be accosted by bandits who are upset that we are in their secret bank vault.
Stealing their space fun helmets.
Exactly.
Which is still gently glowing in the darkness.
Do you want me to poke my head up first to make sure we're not going to have bandits coming down our rears?
Yeah, if you want to take a quick look-see.
Yeah, she goes and tries to take a quick look-see.
Are you trying to be stealthy here?
Trying.
Okay,
I have not
stealth check.
successfully done that yet today.
She is cacophony.
26! I finally did it.
Holy crap!
Wow. Stealthy.
Okay, so Cacophony is playing with the Fallen Gods crew right now. So Cacophony, you quite deftly sneak up the spiral staircase, and you come to a trap door. And as you poke your head up through the trap door, you can see a cellar that's actually being used. And across the room, you can see 2 guards flanking a door of some kind.
Okay.
Like they're facing away from you. The door is open, and you can see light in the hallway
Okay.
beyond. So they are guarding
She-
people from getting into the cellar, not out.
Okay, got it. She gently lowers the door then and crawls back down to Juliana and Elviva.
What we got?
What'd you find out?
Well, it looks like there is a real cellar above us. So it is like layers of cellars, and this one is actually in use with guards blocking people from getting in, and I see light beyond them.
That sounds like that's more than we want to deal with our current with where our hit points are at right now.
I can agree with that. Shall we go look the other direction?
I think I vote for going back and trying one of the others.
Yeah, let's make a note of this though. Like I'm gonna like
Yes.
I've probably got some parchment or something. I'm gonna start scribbling out just like a little map of where we've been.
It's like
Okay.
when you're in the Kokoro Forest.
The what?
The Kurok Forest. Whatever. The Oracle of
The Kokoro
Time.
Forest?
Kokoro Wish.
You mean
You know what
you
my
mean the
Kokoro
Lost
Wish is?
Woods?
Yes, the Lost Woods. Do you know what my Kokoro Wish is, Annie? The truest wish of my heart.
It's a video game with everything done except the art.
So you guys are backtracking to the spot where the path forked?
Yeah, that seems less immediately deadly.
Say my name, say my name.
No.
What was that? Okay, we're back where we started.
Yeah, well, more or less where you started. You're at the spot where the path...
beginning with you.
Mackenzie!
No.
Yeah, what?
So the second passage, the one that leads off to the east, you can see it stretching ahead of you, and there is a path off to the south almost immediately, and further down the hallway, a path off to the north.
Step forward to peer down that first path.
Okay. This hallway doesn't stretch for long to the south before it forks off to the west
What is
again, but there's
that?
also a door to
Oh,
something.
again with the door, another door.
There's a door down here, she says.
We can't leave a door unopened. You
No,
know
we
us.
can't. She goes to check to see if it's covered with traps.
Covered with traps, just festooned with traps.
Just festooned with traps and teeth.
Okay, investigation check.
You don't know. It could be a bathroom.
11.
Doesn't appear to be trapped.
Ugh, I hate it when you say that.
Try the door handle.
It is unlocked.
Open the door gently and then step back.
So you just kind of
She
like
backs
turn the
away.
handle, push the door, and then immediately dart backwards.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, as you open the door,
Oh, that's nice.
it opens
Oh.
to reveal what appears to be some kind of maintenance closet, or it was at some point, but now there's like a great big ritual circle on the floor.
Oh, ritual.
Oh,
No,
okay.
ritual.
Mm.
Oh, no.
What sort of ritual is this used for? If I can use an Arcana check for that.
Roll
I want to try a
Arcana.
religion check.
Yeah, Annie and Mackenzie, roll Arcana or Religion, respectively.
I will do Arcana first.
18 religion check.
14 Arcana.
Okay, Jilliana, you examining this, you actually kind of recognize it. This is something that some of the more powerful clerics at the temple would have been able to do. This is a communion circle. This is a circle designed specifically for someone to communicate with their deity.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, any deity?
Any deity. Well, their deity specifically.
Can I tell who it's attuned to?
With an 18, I would say it's not a god you're familiar with.
This is for talking to some god.
Oh. Is it a
I-
good god or a bad god?
Yeah.
I really couldn't tell you. It's none that I'm familiar with, but I mean, we're also in space.
Maybe it's a space god.
Aren't they all kind of?
I suppose. I do think religion is from the sky.
You think the sky is religion?
It is.
Right.
I'm not wrong.
Setting that aside. Why is this in a sewer?
Well, nothing we can loot there, so unimportant to me.
Yeah, I don't see how this helps us get out of here, so let's just...
You can still search the room if you want.
Well, I'm gonna search the room.
I'll let Juliana search the room.
Roll investigation or perception.
My perception is much better. And it still rolled for crap. 9!
a bad day.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to assist her?
I don't want to do anything with this thing. I want to go away.
I'm extremely distracted by the God circle.
I can help. And you said
Okay.
investigation. There's perception.
Investigation or perception.
I'll do investigation. Actually, perception's better. I'll do perception. Nope.
Whoa!
Nat 1.
See, I was right. We run away, we run
Nah.
away.
1!
I'm
This-
prepared for that ritual circle to rise up and try to eat me.
Yeah, you guys got nothing in
There's
here.
nothing good in nature about this, and I'm all about the nature, so let's leave it behind.
Is this is it inactive or is it pretty much just ready to be switched on?
This appears to have been a one-off. Like you would have to cast, like there would be a whole process, the circle being just one part of it. There would also be like burning incense, that sort of thing, and at the conclusion of the ritual, the spell itself would go off, and whoever it is who's casting the spell would be able to communicate with the deity of their choice.
So what I mean is like just kind of standing on it wouldn't do anything.
No.
Okay, then on that same paper, I was making some like notes on like a map. I'm also gonna like just do a rough sketch of the runes on the circle,
Okay.
just to see if I can look that up later and figure out who's being worshipped in sewers here.
Okay, and there is still a passage off to the west, which now that you guys are in front of the maintenance closet, you can see doesn't go for long before it turns off down to the south.
Do we want to go to that northern one or the southern one?
I think given, and Juliana just sort of squints at her map, given where we came in, it's likely there might not be a whole lot to the north. Let's round that one out.
All right, she says, heading that way then, and moving to peek around that corner.
Okay, peeking around the corner, the passageway to the north appears to be clear.
Peeking around a little bit more?
Are you trying to move stealthily here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a nat 1 on stealth. So.
Okay, you don't know you got a nat 1.
No, I don't. I think I'm being the ultimate stealth monster, but I'm also, like, really paranoid about just random things coming up to, like, attack me now. Since I haven't gotten a good rest yet, I haven't have time to relax from that. So
Okay.
every time I step forward, I kind of jolt backward and let out kind of a slight noise.
So the passage to the north is actually a roundabout that turns south again very quickly.
Oh, for crying out loud.
All right, which
Here we
south do
go.
we want to go?
Well,
Let's go this one, I guess.
yeah, there's nothing good the other way. Let's keep going.
Okay, and the passage continues on to the south for a little while, and you can see it turning east near the end.
Wow, you can pass through walls. Cool.
No clipping through the scenery. No
Great.
speed running D&D. Okay, Cacophony, as you're turning the corner, you can see a passage that actually opens up into what would be a wall, except that there's been a hole tunneled through it, and you can guess what made the hole, because as you turn the corner, you basically smack face first
Oh.
into some kind of tentacular beaked
Ah!
creature.
Ah, run away, run away.
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh my god! Sewer octopodes!
I told you!
Sewer octopus, right. Right.
And Cacophony, I'm gonna rule that you're still face to face with this thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got you 6 there, Cacophony. You go for it.
Do keep in mind that everybody, not Aviva, but Jillian and Cacophony still have their 5 temporary HP. Yay.
So Cacophony is up first.
Using my feet, I'm going to quickly draw both my rapier and my dagger.
Okay.
And I'm here, I might as well double shank it.
Okay. Go for it.
Rapier first. 23 hit? I assume
That'll
yes.
Ooh, that's good.
If it didn't hit, you
12
guys would be in
piercing.
real trouble.
12 piercing.
And then 15 hit?
Yes.
Good job, Cacophony.
It's actually 4 damage there. Because it's my offhand, so I don't get my +5 from it.
Okay. So there we go. You managed to shank it twice. This thing kind of writhes and screeches at you. Upon closer inspection, it appears to be like a serpentine creature, but where its snake head would be, it's instead got this great big beak ringed by 4 tentacles, like octopus tentacles.
Octopod!
Okay, and up next is the octopod's turn. It is going to attack Cacophony because it just got shanked to fuck. Does 15 hit your AC?
No.
Okay, let me just double check. Yeah, it can't make the second attack unless the first one hits. So that is the Grix's turn. Up next is Elviva.
Okay. So this thing's injured.
Yep, it is injured, and it has acted, so you don't get advantage on your attacks, unfortunately.
Okay, but I have a question.
Mhm.
Are my swords and everything still in good shape to use?
For this, yes.
Yeah?
If you had kept attacking the oozes, your weapons would have been damaged to the point where you would have started taking a penalty on like attack rolls and damage.
Oh, okay.
But because you managed to keep from hitting the ooze again with your swords, you're fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Here go the swords.
19 is going to hit. That's 8 slashing damage. However, it does appear to be resistant to your weapon attacks so far.
How come?
It's got a pretty thick hide.
Well, I took 2 slashes at it with the 2 swords, right?
The second one is a 16. That also hit. That's 10 slashing damage, halved to 5 because it has resistance. However, it's still pretty heavily wounded at this point.
Okay. I'll get out of the way.
Okay, if you do leave its attack radius, it does get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay. So how is Juliana going to get in here?
You can move
over your
forward
shoulder.
into the space next to it, and that will allow Juliana to move
Okay,
into the space
there
that
we
you
go.
had occupied.
I'm next to it then. So we're surrounding this thing.
Yep.
Why not? Let's do the old tried and true. Stand in a circle and take turns hitting it.
Sooner or later, yeah, it'll give in.
Because frankly, I want to save my spell slots to heal us. Because
Same.
So okay, let's try a Warhammer hit.
Okay,
That's a 21.
Ooh.
that'll hit.
Ooh.
5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, 5 halved to 2.
Bludgeoning shit. Somebody set this thing on fire. So that's slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning that it is resistant to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to do with your bonus?
Actually, I am going to just. Can I do an adjust around the radius so I'm flanking?
Sure. You'll have to move at half speed through Elviva's space to do that.
But you'll still have movement left, I think.
Yeah, but you'll have enough movement to do it.
Okay, then yeah, I will. Can you just excuse me? Pardon me.
Okay.
Okay. Aha!
Cacophony, it's your turn. You now have advantage on attack rolls against
do.
this thing.
18 and 18!
Okay, roll damage.
4 piercing, because after the halving.
Okay, still
And then-
alive.
Oh, nat 20!
Whoa.
Okay, roll damage.
That's,
Yeah, how do you round down 9?
You have and then round down. So in this case, it would be round down to 4, which is
Yeah.
just enough to kill it.
perfect.
Bye-bye, Octopod. Hey, did it ever occur to anybody that we didn't even check that thing was dangerous? I mean, we may just have killed an innocent creature.
I doubt that, considering every sewer octopod I've ever known has been dangerous.
Oh, you've had a lot of experience with octopods.
As I said, the local noble happened to have one in their bathroom.
In the back.
The Grig lets out a pitiful shriek and collapses to the ground, twitches a couple of times before it dies.
Oh,
Okay, it's octopus is the singular, octopode is the plural.
Octopus the
Octopodes.
singular.
Yeah.
Octopode is the plural.
I mean, you'd think it'd be octopi, but it's not. It's a different root word than cactus.
okay.
I wonder why.
Common is weird.
So, Jilliana, you notice that the passage on the other side of the octopode burrow
Yeah.
appears to be pretty close to where you came in. You recognize this area.
How did we not run across this thing to begin with?
Grack probably got rid of it.
You get the
Yeah.
feeling that Grack was taking such a convoluted route because he knew how to avoid most of the dangers.
Okay, well, this I think we might actually almost be out of here. We got a couple of steps on either side of this corridor, right?
Yeah, there's 2 staircases up on either side of this passage here. This appears to be a maintenance corridor of some kind.
Another maintenance corridor.
So,
There's a lot of those.
anybody want to double back and look for treasure can go to hell.
I'm out of here. Let's go.
I need to get out of their clothes. They smell terribly.
Coming, Juliana?
You know, yeah.
So you guys are taking the southern passage?
Yeah, why not?
Sure, it appears that way.
All right.
Are we going to regret this?
This does indeed let you guys out near where you started, a sewer entrance near the docks.
Let's
So-
go back to the ship, I think.
Where can we get a hot bath?
Good question. If you want to look around the city, roll an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find a bathhouse somewhere.
Want me to aid you on that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
After
let's
that slime
all look
creature
for
we-
a bathhouse together.
Yeah,
Dating.
I think after that slimy creature, we could all use a bath.
Same.
All right, so roll with advantage then.
Yes.
13.
What am I rolling?
It's Annie's rolling.
Annie's the one who's rolling. She's taking the lead on this check.
Okay.
So there's a couple of inns where you could theoretically get a bath. There aren't any bath houses per se, but you hear about a inn called the Stranded Galleon, but you get the feeling this might be kind of a hostel type situation, so there's no guarantee there's actually like sanitary facilities there. The other possibility is a inn called the Guiding Star. It's actually pretty close to the docks as well.
Well, that sounds almost like it was meant for us.
Yeah, that sounds like a decent situation.
Let's go that way.
So you guys managed to find your way to the Guiding Star, and it's weird. And in the midst of all this alien architecture and stuff that looks like it was sort of slapped together with whatever they could find, the Guiding Star looks kind of like a grandma's cottage. It's like this well-kept red brick inn.
We're going to find a Baba Yaga in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some kid's gonna get et.
And the inside, you can see that there's like couches and embroidered pillows and mismatched furniture all over the place.
How many
It's pretty
doilies?
cozy. There's a lot of doilies.
Is there a Precious Moments figurine or two?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
With one of those like dragon space centaurs.
Yep.
And there's one that's like, going adventuring through the stars, and it's just the Precious Moment figurine, and they're holding a sword and doing that doofy Precious Moment smile.
Ugh, I hate that precious moment smile. There's some Boyd's bears in the corner. Hello?
So behind the counter, you see a tiefling woman with sort of purplish skin, long hair, horns that curl around like a ram's, and she kind of just waves you over.
Hi.
We need baths.
Yeah.
I can tell, dear.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, right. And Juliana just sort of slowly and solemnly removes the space fun helmet and switches off the light.
uh,
Oh, ugh. Yeah, we do.
okay. The woman behind the counter kind of looks you over and goes, "Well, are you hoping for accommodation for the night or just the baths?"
Just the
Just
Well,
the baths.
yeah, just the
I could
baths.
sure use some sleep. It's been a long day.
Oh, sure. But
Yeah,
we can
it
sleep
is.
on the
It is.
boat.
It's hard to tell what time of day it is in space, but you're judging from
I mean,
your own internal clocks. You're coming
we
up
could-
on the end of the day.
We could simply go back to the ship for that.
Yeah, I want to see how everybody's getting on if they're back on deck. Just the bath for me.
Just the bath for me as well.
Oh, all right. We'll just have a bath.
Peer pressure on
All
the
right.
pier.
Annie, you take 3 psychic damage.
What, me and not Cacophony?
She's the bard. I expect better from you.
Have you met my husband?
Anyway, yeah, so Callista looks you all over. You can tell this is not usually something people request, but she's like, all right, that'll be 4 silver pieces each for use of the baths.
All right.
That'd be
That
great.
sounds okay. Good.
So I pull out a. I only have gold, so I'll cover one of you. She pulls out her gold coin and offers it.
You see the innkeeper's eyebrows just shoot up to the point where they're almost touching her horns.
I don't have a lot of gold. Please don't see that as a moment today. I basically just don't have any silver on me. And she offers a gold coin.
Please don't rob from me. I only carry Hunskies.
Okay, so you get 2 silver and change if you're covering 2 people.
Yep.
So who's paying for themselves, I guess, is the question.
I guess I'm paying for myself.
That's cool. I'll cover. I got it. I got myself. You guys going for 2.
Okay, so Annie, you hand over the 4 silver?
Yeah.
Okay, so mark that off. So the tiefling behind the bar, she kind of claps her hands, and you see a couple of maids appear from nowhere, and she directs them to lead you guys down into the lower level, not the basement, the lower level.
Yeah,
which is
basements.
which is a yeah. Mom, that's an inside joke between me and Mom. Which is a fairly nice furnished space that appears to have been converted into a bathing area, complete with like in-ground pools and like running water and all sorts of fancy stuff like
dang.
that.
This is nice.
This is one of the fanciest things I've ever seen.
Definitely fanciest thing I've ever seen, having lived in the forest.
Not the fanciest thing I've ever seen, but very
Yeah,
nice.
rub it in.
Of course not.
So wait, where does the hut? Where do they boil the water?
Likely beneath all this, dear.
One of the maids just turns a tap and like hot water just immediately comes out.
Oh, that is so cool.
They can do that?
The maid just kind of looks at you and goes, it's a big rock, the core is molten. We use the, and then she leaves.
Holy crap.
So, can we take our baths?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys bathe rather thoroughly. If you guys want to have a bathhouse episode, that's fine. If you don't, that's
Yes!
also fine.
I
want
mean,
one.
we can all spend some time being like really preoccupied with each other's boobs. In like
that's
weird
gonna
way.
be a hard no on that from me.
I was actually going to have a dramatic reveal here, if you guys don't mind.
All right.
Cacophony looks over the baths for a moment, and then she turns to Juliana and Alviva, and she goes, "We have gotten close. Would you both say?"
I would say, yeah, much closer than when we started
yeah.
this adventure, yeah.
Then I ask that you please do not talk about what you are about to see.
Okay.
Are they actually smaller?
Kind of. And then she casually waves her hand over her face, and she shrinks visibly a few inches. Her hair becomes a standard brown, and she actually starts taking off like a bunch of makeup and things like that. She ends up looking like just kind of a generic elf. Long ears, kind of a short, choppy brown hair that she kind of pulls up into like a neat bun. And she looks much more sedate this way.
Juliana's mouth hangs open.
Yeah, and I'm just sort of staring. My eyes are bugging out of my head here. Do you mean to say this is what you really look like?
Wait, shh. How many? No questions?
I'm Jill when I'm in this form, by the way.
Huh.
Nope.
But it is better if I clean myself up like this, and it just makes me feel a little bit better. Thank you. And she goes and she gets into her bath.
Okay.
Juliana just like looks at Alviva like, we're not allowed to ask any questions, are we? I have so many questions.
She also, I should note, she takes off just like a lot of shit. Like, her ears are slightly longer. One, actually, she even pulls off like a prosthetic, and there's kind of like a divot in it, like maybe somebody stabbed her there once. Her hair is just like completely boring and like put up in a thing. She even actually has a more dramatic jawline as Cacophony because she actually deals with some makeup there, taking off some putty or something like that.
How long does it take you to get ready?
It takes her about 15 minutes to get ready to get in this bath.
Not bad.
God,
And then she puts it all in a neat pile to the side, gently folds everything, and then she climbs in.
I have a whole lot of questions, but I also really want to respect your privacy, but also, what the fuck? Okay. Okay. You know, a bath and bed sounds really good right now, and then all of this can happen later. And Juliana also just sort of like disrobes and settles in and oh my god, molten water is good.
How do you both feel today, Wint?
Oh, don't bother me. I'm just floating here.
You know, I'm really worried about that transmutation stone.
That was actually very worrying. I'm just not quite sure what we can do about it at this point. I assume that Grak's boat likely looks similar to other boats here, but perhaps his more is in line with a penguin shape. So we could always keep our eyes out for that while we're here in the docks area. Other than that, however, I'm not certain how we could locate him or the transmutation stone, or
That's
if
the
there's someone we
problem.
should alert. Frankly,
I mean, we can probably let the captain know, and she might have some
Oh.
guidance, but I don't know. Also, like, if we admit to authorities that we know that Grak stole the stone, then we're also saying that we broke into a vault.
yes, that's a worry too.
Yeah.
At least if we tell the captain, she'll understand.
Ah, he's a slippery little shit, isn't he?
Eh,
And not just because he's water, he's aqua dynamic.
the good thing about that, at least, is I imagine Captain Bondar will know who to report it to and how to report it as well. Could even phrase it or coax it in words such as he approached us for the idea, though we didn't agree to it, and tried to find proper authorities.
I don't know. I feel like we're kind of out of our depth if we're getting into politics.
I agree.
God, she just sort of splashes a little God, molten water. But the folks at the Abbey are never gonna believe this.
She sinks down lower.
Yeah.
So you guys finish up your baths.
And
Yeah.
I promptly put everything back on, and then there's a swirl of glitter, and I'm cacophony again.
That was like the quietest 45 minutes of my life.
It was.
So, how many questions can we ask about that later?
Ask about what, dear?
Okay, that'll do it.
So you guys are all bathed. What do you want to do next?
I'm hungry.
I kind of want to go take a nap. How about you two?
I am wicked out of spell slots.
I don't know. I'm a toss up between I'm tired and I'm hungry.
Yeah,
We could grab some food and then head back to the ship.
we never really got to finish our chowder. Or
No, we
anything.
didn't. Also, I wasn't sure if I trusted the chowder, frankly. Especially ever since Alviva noted that it was looking at us.
Yeah,
I wonder if there's any good street food. You can always rely on street food to be that weird mix of,
Oh yeah, let's find something fried and on a stick.
Exactly! It's always mildly terrifying, but at least you know it's delicious.
Yeah.
And she flounces out.
Okay. So if you guys are looking for street food, that'll be an investigation check.
Investigation.
I think Cacophony's taking the lead on this one.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I will assist.
I'll be assisted and have advantage. 21! I will
All
find
right.
the best street food.
So you do manage to find a row that appears to be devoted almost entirely to like food carts and
Oh
stuff.
my
Weirdly
God.
enough, it's around the corner from an alleyway that seems to contain a lot of religious shrines just all kind of crammed together.
Hey!
Hey!
So among the fare on offer is someone offering something called, quote, ratsies, which appears to be a rat on a stick and fried.
Well, at least that's normal.
There appear to be some of the usual fare of like chicken and like beef and like wraps with a whole bunch of stuff in them. Some sausages, although you don't know for sure what's in the sausages. And then like a couple of things that are like, they appear to be like some form of cephalopod, like squid or octopus or something, but with the stick just kind of jammed through and then the tentacles wrapped around.
I'm gonna go get a lettuce wrap filled with something.
Yeah, do they have any vegetarian options?
Yeah, the cephalopod sounds the most pescatarian, so I'm gonna go for that and also
Okay.
taste sweet, sweet revenge.
So all told, like Alviva, you managed to find something that's just like a veggie kebab, basically.
Yep.
And between all three of you, it's like 1 silver, 5 copper to cover all of the food. It's
for the
not
silver.
expensive.
I'm also going to take a stroll down the alley with all the shrines.
Okay.
Is there space Yelp?
If by that you mean standing on a crate and yelping, then sure.
There might be a bulletin board.
5
Okay.
stars. I love the lettuce wrap.
So, as mentioned, this is a rather narrow, very crammed alley into which there's shrines to a bunch of different deities. You count like at least 2 dozen, and there's a lot you don't recognize. Is there any one in particular that you want to look for?
Well, I mean, I think I'd like to check on. Let me just sort of scan down the aisle and see if there's any other, like, I don't know, representation of anything that looked like that summoning circle or god talking circle.
Make a perception check.
Sure. That's a 13.
Okay, looking down the alley, you don't see any iconography that matches what you saw in that communion circle. However, you do notice a familiar shrine to Ethla.
That was going to be my second thing. That's a huge relief. Juliana sits down and I don't know, puts in a few coins or what have you, rests her hammer on the small altar and just sort of says some praise. Says some praise. What the
Says
fuck?
some praise. She does a pray.
She has a pray, and she you know, it's been a rough couple of days. She's going to see if she can just feel any presence of Ethla or her Deva or what have you.
Make a wisdom check.
Ooh, 8.
8.
Oh.
Okay. The presence you're feeling is very, very weak, almost like you're trying to hear a voice that's very, very far away. But there is like that feeling there, even if there aren't any actual words. But that's all you can get is like a very faint presence.
That is alarming for Juliana.
And as you look up, you can see that there is a dwarven woman sort of tending the shrine. She's got a face like an old apple, so kind of shrunken in on itself, and she's very cheerfully just like cleaning stuff and moving stuff around so that it looks neater, and then moving it again because she didn't like the way she moved it. And she kind of glances at you every once in a while, but she's very obviously very content to let you just do your thing.
She's never not been there.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. The dwarven woman turns to you and goes, "Oh, hello, dear. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing quite well today. How are you?"
And she sort of like slowly, while she's doing that, she just sort of looks at the shrine.
Oh, are you a groundling, dear?
I'm sorry?
Are you from a world? Are you new to wild space?
Yeah, I guess.
Ah, that explains it. It's different out here.
What?
It's a little different. They can't hear us quite as well this far out.
They
And
what?
sometimes they can't hear us that well when we're this far out.
What? They. What?
Well, you see, it's the crystal spheres. You see, they tend to block their whatever it is they used to see, I guess. And near the edge of a sphere, it's kind of hard for them to hear us. And if you cross over, if you go into another one, and there aren't any temples or any real worship to that god there, they can't hear you at all.
How that can't be right. That's not.
It's fine, dear. This is all normal. It's an adjustment period.
This is normal?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't like this.
It's fine, dear. Like I said, it's an adjustment.
How do I adjust? How do I fix this? How do I make this stop now?
You don't. You either you live with it or you go home.
Oh. Okay.
She kind of pats you on the shoulder.
Thank you. You've been very kind, but and she sort of gets her hammer and just sort of starts stumbling back. I should go now. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, dear.
And Juliana basically just sort of stumbles out of the alley and makes a beeline right towards the ship because she
Okay.
really needs something familiar right now.
Yeah, Elviva and Cacophony, you see Juliana just booking it for the ship.
I imagine we're just standing near each other, eating our food, and going, this is actually really quite good. If I could tell people about this on a way that everybody could understand, I would do it automatically. I'd give it 5 out of 5 stars, in fact. Oh, there's Juliana. I wonder why she's moving so quickly.
Juliana, are you okay? She's gone.
No, she's gone.
I assume we should run after her, dear. What if this is someone faking to be Juliana so they can smother us?
Oh no, I've given Cacophony a phobia.
Fear is the texture. That extra spice.
She begins moving after the cleric. She shovels the rest, somehow very attractively, shovels the rest of her wrap in her mouth.
Ew.
Yeah, so Cacophony basically deep throats the wrap and runs after Juliana.
Oh,
But sexily
Sexily so.
Okay, I brush my hand. I'm finished eating. I wipe my hands down my trousers there, and I run after them.
Ugh.
What's going on?
Cacophony reaches over. She makes a gesture and says something and gently taps Alviva's pants so they're clean now.
Okay, so Juliana, I'm assuming you do not stop until you hit the ship.
No, not at all.
Okay.
What's the matter?
She pretty much just heads like right to the cabin that was basically designated her room.
Okay.
I think she needs some alone time.
All right. I could go for that. Let's go have a nap.
I'm gonna go find the captain.
You do that.
I will.
Okay, Cacophony, you're looking for the captain?
Yes.
Okay, so looking around the ship, she does not appear to be here. However, as you return to the top deck, you see her and Mr. Hurst returning to the ship.
She waves at them.
Oh, you're still here. That's good.
I mean, we did go out and we got some food, and then we got into a bit of trouble, and then we got some more food and took a bath, and now we're here.
What kind of trouble?
That's what I was coming to find you about.
Oh, okay.
We met a small bird person, a drogar, a dongar, something like that.
Oh god, you met a doar, didn't you?
Yes, that one! And, he said that he was finding a rock for the love of his life so that he could get married.
Uh-huh.
And could we help him? And so we decided to help him, and we went into some sewers. And he said that this sewer was owned by some sort of mob or something.
Oh
and-
god.
And then we went into the sewer, and we ended up getting, it was like a transmutation stone, and also a rug tried to kill me. That was very dramatic.
Uh-huh.
And it was a transmutation stone, and we also got this ridiculous helmet. You'll see it on Juliana later. But as we were standing there, he suddenly admitted that this was actually for his god, and it was a transmutation stone that could awaken the dead, and then in a puff of smoke, he disappeared.
Well, that's just great.
Yes.
Did he say who the vault belonged to?
I don't think he did. He might have, but I immediately forgot it. It probably wasn't a pretty name.
Did he say it was the Cinders?
I don't think so. Is there a roll I could make to see if he did, if Grak did say anything?
I don't actually remember if he mentioned it.
I don't think he did from my memory,
Okay.
but I only re-listened to it once, I think.
Okay. Alright, well, I feel like if it were the Cinders, he would have mentioned it, or maybe not. I don't know. It's possible. Did anyone see you?
No, just some slimes that we murdered, and then an octopus.
Octopus?
Octopus. Octopus. That is the singular.
We've learned something today.
Okay, I think you're fine. You should probably tread a little more carefully from now on. Keep an eye out for anyone who, I don't know, might want to murder you.
What?
Ah,
Back
that-
up.
we can-
What?
You're in your room.
Alviva's head immediately pops up through one of the hatches on the deck.
I heard something about want to kill us. Hello?
I mean, if we angered one of the mob members, then yes, I imagine they would.
Okay, so we're gonna put a rush on all of our repairs and crew hiring, and we're gonna get out of here as fast as possible.
I just wondered if there was somebody we could talk to about this sort of thing.
No.
Okay. Well, that is why we brought it to you, Captain.
Oh God. Okay.
On the side note, there is this place where there's like a food truck alley, and the wraps there are divine. I totally recommend them, Mr. Hurst.
Well,
Mr. Hurst is like, "Ooh, I'll have to check that out."
Also, Juliana got very upset by something, and we're not quite sure what, and she rushed into her room and is not answering our calls.
The captain just kind of goes,
And that was after she went to, like, the Ethla alley where all the religious things are.
"Oh, I think I know what happened." Oh. She turns to Mr. Hurst and says, "This is a captain thing, isn't it?" Mr. Hurst is like, "Yeah, it is." She's like, "All right, I'll go talk to her." She disappears below decks.
Mr. Hurst,
Yeah,
do you want to play cards?
absolutely.
Excellent.
So, Jilliana, before long, you hear a knock on your cabin door.
I'm not really in the mood.
Well, neither am I, but apparently we gotta talk.
No. All right. Yeah. No. Okay. She opens the door.
Okay, the captain walks
She
in.
looks like shit.
What happened to you?
Not really what happened to me.
You went to Shrine Row, didn't you?
I guess.
You tried to talk to someone you couldn't hear, didn't you?
Yeah. Then she just sort of sits down on the bunk.
Yeah. The captain told me about that the first time he came out here.
Why is it like this?
Nobody really knows. The captain had a theory. He said that faith wasn't for stuff that you knew was actually true. Faith was for stuff where you couldn't be sure it was true. I don't really know what he meant by that, but maybe it's their way of testing us.
But I just she's always been there. It's kind of, she just kind of gestures to like her hair and everything. It's kind of a thing. And I really don't like this. I don't know. How do people do this? Like there are other clerics out here, right? I mean, what the hell?
I don't like the captain managed to. The captain was a holy man, or at least most of us figured he was. He seemed to be doing okay. I don't know. Maybe that's just something you get used to. Maybe it's better. I don't know. Like maybe you're not supposed to have someone looking over your shoulder your whole life.
I don't know. It's just it's like being on a tightrope, and you may not be the best tightrope walker, but there's always a net down there, and you know that there's always a net, and it's okay, and it's always going to be okay. And I now it's like a spider web, and you could just break through it at any time.
And you really hate spiders, so
Yeah. No, it's a really bad. It's a really just shit metaphor, isn't it?
well, I'll tell you what. We're putting a rush on our departure because apparently you guys broke into a vault.
Oh yeah, he told you about that, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna get that handled as quick as possible.
So
There's some stuff I need to take care of around here with regards to
super bad news, huh? The vault.
yeah, stuff I need to take care of real quick before we leave, like captain stuff.
Yeah.
And if you want, we'll take you back home, and you can go back to having that net. and you can never think about it again in your life. But I get the feeling if you do that, you're never going to find it in you to come back out here. And I'm going to be honest with you, you'll be missing out. It is terrible and horrifying and frightening and vast and all sorts of things out here. And it's wonderful. And there's nothing else like it.
I'll give it some thought. Okay.
You do that. Get some rest, sleep on it. Try not to keep anybody else up with the crying. The walls are really thin around here. I'm not at all good with the captain stuff. I'm gonna go now.
You know, Cap, you might be better than you think.
Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna go. And she leaves.
Okay. Let me out of here.
Ew, feelings.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Yuck.
It'll teach me to eavesdrop.
JEMJAMMER is performed by Kit Walker, Annie Creighton, Mackenzie Weaver, and Vicky Sharon, and edited by Jake Mason. Our character art was concepted and illustrated by Rio, who can be found at vriosart.tumblr.com. Our cover art was illustrated by Canary Witch, who can be found at doodlesfromthebird.tumblr.com. Our opening and closing music was composed by Reckoning Storm AudioWorks. You can find us on Tumblr at crookedrussiancam.tumblr.com and on Twitter at JemJamCast. If you enjoy JemJammer and want to support both this show and other projects, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thejemjam.
Low initiative, low initiative, low initiative.
Why low?
I don't want to be on the front again.
You have the most hit points. 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 The most hit points.